Hey everyone, Sandeep here, and today in this video I'll be sharing my whole Facebook ad strategy method that I've been using for last couple of months, and it has been working pretty well for me. So treat this Facebook ad strategy as a skeleton for running your own Facebook ads. So let's jump right into the slides. First things first, we have the campaign structure. So I like to have a proper campaign structure before even running my Facebook ads. So we have three different campaigns, as you can see: campaign 1, campaign 2 and campaign 3. Campaign 1 is solely for testing new interest. Campaign 2 is for only having the profitable interest, and campaign 3 is the retargeting campaign. So I have put down the name campaign 1 2 3. You can initially name it anything you like, but just for make you understand in this video, I'll just put up campaign 1 2 and 3. So you can go ahead and put any name as you want. For example, let's say testing underscore your product name for campaign 1, profitable underscore in your interest underscore your product name for campaign 2, and etc. So this is what I recommend you to use on a campaign structure. So for first campaign structure, we'll have new interest, second profitable, and third retargeting. Now here comes the best part, product testing. And here I'll be sharing my low budget that I'm currently using. So generally I always use 1,000 rupees budget or 1,500 budget, but lately I've been, because of my testing multiple products here and there, I'm starting to go and test a low budget strategy. So 500 rupees is a great way to start your low budget strategy. So what I do is basically I make a CBO campaign 1. So essentially now you can understand it's campaign 1. That means in the previous slide I have mentioned it is only for testing new interest. So in this campaign 1 we'll only test the new interest. So what we'll have in a 500 rupees CBO, this is just starting testing a new product. So we'll have 4 ad sets. In each ad set we'll have 2 to 3 ad if possible. I'll recommend you have at least 2 ads. That will be very good for you. 1 interest per ad set, and I don't narrow down. I see many people do narrow down using engage shoppers, but I don't do narrow down. I only keep it as broad as possible. So that's that. And the third thing is optional. You can do and you can't do as well. It depends on you, but lately I've been trying this third point, which is if the product price is greater than 1,000 rupees, I'll do 7-day click or 1-day view. And if it is less than 1,000 rupees, the conversion window that I keep is 1-day click and view. So it has been working pretty great for me, but I don't know if it will work for everyone, but you can try it. So I have kept it in optional. It is not mandatory, but it was working pretty good for me. You can find it in the conversion window whenever you are setting up your ads. So the next thing, we'll move on. I keep my detailed targeting on. So previously what I was working, before even like a high budget strategy, I used to keep detailed targeting off, but right now I keep my detailed targeting on, because 500 rupees is not much. So Facebook can use the algorithm, spend my money wisely in buying data. So I keep detailed targeting on, as Facebook is smart enough nowadays. Age always default as it is, 18 to 65 plus. A minimum spent, I'll always keep up 70. So 4 ad set, 70 rupees per ad set, which is a minimum spent for each and every ad set, so that each and every ad set gets fair chance of performing. And for the placements, I use automatic placements as always. I let Facebook to do all these things. Now here comes the analyzing part of day 1. So we have to analyze after running your ads for day 1, 500 rupees CBO campaign for interest, what we need to see in order to kill a campaign, or to understand whether the campaign will be profitable or not. So what I do is basically I see within that 4 interests that I'm running, I see if there are 2 profitable interests out of that 4. So there are 4 interests in that 500 rupees CBO campaign. If at least 2 interests are profitable, I am not pointing any kind of ROAS, because maybe if you are selling a product of 499, your ROAS should be different. If you are getting, let's say you are selling a product of 499 and you are selling 3 products, and your ROAS is still lower because you are unprofitable. And let's say as another person who is selling a product of 1599, he does only 1 sale and his ROAS is like 10 above, because he is selling it a higher ticket price. So essentially 1 product can even increase the ROAS. So I'm not pointing any ROAS, I'm just saying profitable interest. Even if you look at the interest, the ROAS or the amount spent and the purchases, you will understand whether the interest is profitable or not. So first, my criteria validation would be 2 profitable interest out of that 4. So if the first validation is completed, which is 2 profitable interest out of 4, I move on. I run the campaign for the second day, same budget. Facebook is unstable as we all know, so I to validate this properly, I keep the budget same and run the ad set for the second day. Same campaign, same ad set, only unprofitable ad sets I kill the unprofitable ad sets and duplicate 2 more ad sets which is working well, like similar to which is working well. Let's say I have 2 profitable interest within the drug interest out of 4 interest, so I will find similar interest to the interest that is working, and I'll duplicate it in that campaign itself. So that's that. And if next thing, if we have less than 2 profitable interest, we'll kill the campaign and move on to the next product. Well, many people will have doubt whether, like, maybe the first day your ad is not working well, maybe second day. See, in Indian e-commerce, you want to be profitable from day one. You don't want to lose money, so that is your main point. Like, whatever you do, you need to earn money and not to lose money. So what I do is, basically, I have this criteria. If it has less than 2 profitable interest in the first day as well, I'll kill the whole campaign and move to my next product. I don't want to get in loss from day one, because here are many different other variables to calculate, like RTOs, then here and there many other things are there. So I want to be profitable from day one. So that is why, if less than 2 profitable interest out of 4, I'll kill the campaign and move on to the next product. Now next thing is the testing day 2 analysis. So for the day 2, you need to analyze whether, after running the same budget 500 rupees campaign with 4 ad sets, and you need to check whether that ad set that performed yesterday is also performing today itself. If it is performing today also, then if yes, then duplicate the profitable ad set and move them to a new CPU and run them at rupees 300. So essentially what you'll do, let's say 2 ad sets are working properly and you have validated 2 ad sets for couple of days. So what you will do now, next thing you do is you take those both ad sets, duplicate into a new campaign, which is our this campaign, which is campaign 2, only profitable interest. So we keep a different campaign called profitable interest. You will duplicate those 2 profitable interest in that campaign, so it will be easier to understand and differentiate between a testing campaign and a profitable campaign. So you will, for the testing campaign, what you will do, you'll test new audiences and interest, and as soon as you find out that that particular audience or interest is working, duplicate it into that profitable interest campaign. So it will be easier for you to understand. So that is why I've written duplicate the profitable ad sets and move them to a new CBO campaign and run them at 300 rupees, because there is 2 ad sets, so run them at 300 rupees. If there was 4 ad sets, then 150 into 4, which is essentially maybe 600 rupees. So that is how you should count. For every single ad set, you'll give 150 rupees. So let's say there are 4 ad sets, then 600 rupees, like that. So now next, you have 2 campaigns. One is testing campaign and one is we have the profitable interest campaign. So you will need to run them both at the same time. Don't kill anything, only kill the unprofitable interest on campaign 1, which is the testing campaign, and replace them with new interest similar to the profitable interest. This is what I mentioned in my previous slide, that out of the 4 ad set, whatever is not working well, let's say 2 is working and 2 is not working within this 500 rupees CBO campaign, the one which is working, keep it untouched, and the one which is not working, kill those and see which ads are working and find a similar interest, duplicate it over that to the same campaign. I hope it makes sense. And now we are moving to the mini scaling strategy. Once you have 3 to 4 profitable interest with near about constant CPC on campaign 2, which is our profitable interest campaign, duplicate the whole campaign and double the budget. Now I'll explain it in a minute. So once, let's say you have your profitable interest campaign and you have 4 ad sets running pretty good. It is not the testing campaign, it is the profitable interest campaign which you have duplicated from the testing campaign, and all the profitable interest are running over there. So once you have 3 to 4 profitable interest which are giving constant CPP, which is essentially cost per purchase. Let's say your cost per purchase today is 58 rupees, tomorrow is 60 rupees, and third day is 62 rupees. That we can treat as a constant CPP because it is ranging between 10. It is not varying a lot, it is ranging between 10 to 15, so that is a constant CPP. So we can treat them as a winning profitable interest. So what you will do, once you see that your ad set or your campaign having a profitable CPP and a constant CPC, then what you will do is duplicate the whole campaign 2 and double the budget. So here's an example. Let's say campaign 2 had 4 profitable interests running at rupees 600. Then what you will do is you will duplicate the whole campaign and double the budget to 1200 rupees. Hope it makes sense. So whatever profitable campaign is working, just duplicate and double the budget. So here, this is just the mini scaling strategy. Now next what we do is retargeting campaign. So retargeting campaign, if you are looking to scale it pretty big, you must utilize retargeting campaign. Like after 7 days you will have a lot of visitors data, and which you can even visualize from your Facebook event managers. If you go to Facebook event managers, you will see all your data insights, and after 7 days you will have enough data, because there will be many audiences, there will be many people who will do add to cart, initiate checkout, but they won't even purchase. So you need to retarget those people and convert them into a sale. So that is the job of retargeting campaign. So what you need to do is make a custom audience. Once all you have 300 to 500 events such as page views, content views, and top 25 visitors by time spent. Now if you go to Facebook audience insights, audience manager tab, and inside audience manager you will see there is something called custom audience. So you can make a custom audience once you have 300 to 500 events. So how will you see events? There is something called event managers on Facebook. If you go to event managers, there you'll be written page views, content views, and all the top 25 times visitors by time spent. So it all will be written here. Once you have 300 to 500 events, so 300 to 500 page views, in between 300 to 500 content views, what you do, go and make a custom audience for all of them. Same thing you do if there is 120 to 150 initiate checkouts, and add to cart, repeat the same. So initiate checkout is 120 to 150, while page views is 300 to 500. Now after you do this, what you do, you make a retargeting campaign, make a CBO campaign, which is campaign 3, which is a retargeting campaign. Put all those custom audiences and give a campaign budget of rupees 500. So what you will do in this campaign, you will put all this retargeting all these custom audiences like page views, view content, top 25 visitors, and initiate checkout and add to cart within this 500 rupees campaign budget, and run a separate creative for them. Yeah, you need to make a separate retargeting creative and use it for all your ad sets on campaign 3. So if you know that retargeting creatives are different, creative are essentially ads are different than a normal creative that you run. So you need to make a separate retargeting creative and run along with this campaign, CBO campaign 3, with a rupees of budget 500 rupees. And you can, even if you like, if your campaign is working well, retargeting campaign is working well, you can gradually increase the budget over here itself, because it doesn't require any kind of interest. So in that manner, Facebook won't even, if you even change the budget, it won't even cause harm. So you can directly change the budget over here. So this was it for the retargeting campaign. So the next is super LLA campaign, or the scaling campaign. Once you have a 3000 plus 95% video views, you will make a 1 to 3% lookalike of that 95% video views. And again, once you have 120 to 150 events such as purchase, add to cart, initiate checkout, etc., you again make the 1 to 3% lookalike of each of them. So if you go to your audience insight tab, and there you will see something called lookalike audiences. If you go to lookalike audiences, you can easily create a lookalike audiences for 95% video views. You need to select all your videos and just drag the slider to 1 to 3%, and there you will create a 1 to 3% lookalike. Same thing with 120 to 150 event purchases. You can essentially repeat the same process. So once you have lookalike audience ready, now it's time to launch. So launch a separate LLA campaign for all the events that you make. LLA off with a budget of 400 rupees to start. So let's say you have four LLAs, let's say 95% video views, then purchase, add to cart and initiate checkout LLAs lookalike you have. So you will make a separate campaign for each and every one of them. So that is why it is called super lookalike. So you will make a separate campaign, let's say a single campaign for 95% video views, a single campaign for purchase, a single campaign for add to cart, and single campaign for initiate checkout. So you can do that. So and each and every campaign, within that each and every campaign there will be three ad set: 1% lookalike, 1 to 2% lookalike, and 2 to 3% lookalike, and run them with a budget of 400 rupees to start. If the lookalike campaign is profitable, you can duplicate the campaign and double the budget. Pretty simple. Like today if you start the campaign, like it is very rare that the campaign would work pretty well right back tomorrow, because lookalike audience takes little bit of time to optimize. So maybe in one day or two you will see that your lookalike is performing pretty well, and whenever you're satisfied with your lookalike audience and you're profitable, what you'll do is just you take the lookalike campaign. Let's say you are taking the 95% video views campaign, and you are doubling the duplicating the campaign one more time and just doubling up the budget. So let's say if it is running at 400 rupees, you duplicate it and run it at 800 rupees. This is on a campaign level. Now let's say if only few ad sets of lookalike are profitable, what you will do? Let's say you have 95% video views, and within that campaign you have three ad sets: 1%, 1 to 2%, and 2 to 3%. Out of those three ad sets, you have only two ad sets which is working well and one not well. In that case, what you will do? If one ad set is profitable with out of those three ad sets, you will duplicate the ad set 3 times and double the budget. Simple. What you will do, if one ad set is profitable, duplicate the ad set 3 times into a new campaign and double the budget. So previously, what was the budget of that? Previously the budget was 400 rupees. So what you will do, you will duplicate the ad set 3 times and double the budget, which is 800 rupees. Simple. If it is one profitable ad set. Now if it is two profitable ad set, what you will do, duplicate each ad set 1 time. So there are two profitable ad sets, so we'll duplicate it 4 times and double the budget. So from 400 to 800, that's it. So it is pretty much how the super lookalike audience should work. So essentially, if you see here the whole skeleton, what you basically need to do is just making a new campaign, duplicating it into a new campaign, and doubling up the budget. If you see the whole skeleton of the Facebook ad strategy, you only require to have proper campaign structure and just duplicate the existing campaign if it is profitable and double the budget. Same case for the super lookalike audience also. Now you may tweak here and there, but treat this one as a skeleton to have a glance on the top view. Maybe you can, like, if you have more than 2 ad sets, maybe 3 ad sets is working well. If you double the budget to 800 and you see that that is also working pretty well, now you can move on to double the budget to 1600. Like this you can scale it further. So here only you need is just duplicating of ad sets and campaigns and doubling up the budget. Like Facebook ads is pretty simple if you treat it in a right way. Most people try to confuse Facebook ads too much, but it is essentially duplicating of ad sets and doubling up the budget. Now you need to have to look into other metrics as well, but that I won't cover in this video. I'll just show you in this video these basic Facebook ad strategy that I'm using. So this is the overview of the basic ad strategy. I didn't go much in depth. It is just an upper layer of overview of this Facebook ad strategy that I'm using. I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, do comment and I'll try to help you guys. And if you have any questions regarding this Facebook or of drop shipping as well, you can just hit me up on Instagram. I have my Instagram IDs linked in the description box. So that's that. So I hope that this Facebook ad strategy that I showed you will use in your like next Facebook ads whenever you're launching. Try this. So try this method and do comment if you have any issues. Till then, goodbye.